Hello, everybody. How are you all?
Hope you are doing well.
Let's begin today's session with an epic story of Viktor Frankl.
This is a small anecdote from a classic called Man's Search for Meaning.
This story is the experiences of the author as a prisoner in the Nazi concentration camp during World War II.
Are you excited to know what happens to the author in the concentration camp?
The author was thrown in a dark prison cell devoid of food and water.
Due to depression, the author lost his hope on his life and decided to cut his veins and end his life. Abruptly, a beam of sunlight entered the room and drew the author's attention. So, in curiosity, he made an attempt to see from where the light was coming. Dear friends, do you know what did the author see? He could see a beautiful sky covered with white clouds. After seeing the sky, his thoughts got completely changed, and he was amazed to witness the beauty of nature. Also, he felt that ending his life would lead to nowhere, and he realized the importance of the life given by nature.
Now, with due respect, let me quote Swami Vivekananda. The very reason for nature's existence is for the education of the soul. With this brilliant thought, let us begin the poem which we were bridging with the help of Viktor Frankl's anecdote, A Dust of Snow, by Robert Frost. So here we are, presenting in front of you our opinions as an individual based on our perception about the poem, starting with Rahul A. Gowda.
Hello everybody, today I, Rahul Gowda, would like to share my opinion on the poem Dust of Snow by the poet Robert Frost. In this poem, the poet is upset and is sitting under the hemlock tree. Suddenly, a crow sitting on the tree shakes the tree and the fine particles of snow from the tree falls on the poet. The soft and cold touch of snow changes the poet's mood from sad to happy. He starts feeling soothed and refreshed. In this way, a simple moment proves to be very significant and saves the rest of the day of the poet from being wasted and held in regret. The black crow is commonly a symbol of death and fear. Since the crow is not associated with goodness, it is ironic that in this poem it is doing a good deed by shaking off the snow. Also, the hemlock tree is usually associated with poison and toxicity. Robert Frost uses the elements of the fusing crow and the poisonous hemlock tree to do something good, shake the white and pure snow off the branches. This act causes the man to have an enlightened insight. Through the poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost, the poet reiterates that the little things in life can make huge changes in our future. It also shows that if we can take the hard times of life in stride, eventually something will happen to change a situation into happier times. The simple things we do for others can make all the difference. The random acts of kindness we do and how much it brightens a person's day and sometimes changes their future. Noticing and appreciating all the small things in life will make our life happier. It will also cause us to have a spirit that is willing to change and therefore succeed. That's all. Thank you all for listening to me.
Hey all, hope you're doing well. Now you might ask me a question that why am I showing you a tree right now and few birds which are sitting upon it? Mm, Before I answer to your question, I would like to ask you a question. What do you feel when you have a 20-year-old huge tree and few birds sitting upon it and singing for you? How do you feel? I would tell that I would feel blessed and lucky to have the tree, and I would really feel pleasant to listen to the birds which are singing. Now, Another question is, what will be your reaction when you see a hemlock tree on which a black crow is sitting and just making noise, because crows do not sing? What do you feel at that time? What would be your answer? Yes, it would be a no. Now, I think you have got an idea that I am here to share my opinions on the small poem The Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. In this poem, Robert Frost is trying to convey to his readers that the life is too short and simple moments do have a large significance in life. And also, in this poem, the poet is trying to depict an optimistic situation using two negative components, the hemlock tree and the crow. In this situation, the poet's mood becomes pleasant just because of falling of snow from the hemlock tree because of crow. Now, let's go back to our history. I mean, our Indian history. At that time, humans, our ancestors were really superstitious. Even if a black cat just passed in front of them, they believed that that cat polluted their day and cursed its life. But in this poem, we can see that the poet is depicting a very beautiful scene or an optimistic scene using two negative concepts, that is, the poisonous tree and the dark crow. And at this COVID-19 and coronavirus time, we humans must realize that we have always hurt the nature or tried to destroy it. But if the nature fights back us, Mother Nature will make each and every person realize that we are nothing but just like an ant in front of her. So just accept whatever nature gives you. Thank you.
Hello friends. Now I'm sure that you'll have an idea of what we are going to discuss upon from the story of Frankel. So, without wasting any time, let me begin the presentation of my views on the poem with the conclusion. Yes, you heard it right. The conclusion of the story is that Frost, who is the poet of the poem, is making us realize that the mesmerizing nature surrounding us and the innumerous creatures living in it are a part of us. And he's also conveying a message through this beautiful poem of positive thinking. Now, my dear friends, as we already know the conclusion of the story, let us interpret the statement by going deep into the poem. So let's begin it. Dust of snow. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had reared. Robert Frost. Don't you think that this poem is similar to the story which we had read about the Frankel? Before you start interpreting this poem, let me tell you some keywords of the poem which are very important. Hemlock. It is a poisonous tree with small white flowers bloomed. Ruined, held in regret. If we observe one thing, a question pops out from your mind. That why is the nature helping him? Why is the nature creating a thought of hope in him? So usually whom do you help? It's obvious, right? Yourself, your family, your friends, everything which belongs to you. And indeed, even they help you in return. Then, if the nature is helping us, what does that mean? It means that non-physically it's a part of us, as we all were formed by the food given by the nature. Think upon it wisely. Here we come to the first statement that the nature and all other creatures are a part of us. Now, let me ask you one more question. Why did the poet use birds like crow, trees like hemlock in his poem, which are usually the harbingers of death? The poet mentions the crow and hemlock because he knows that even the so-called bad indicators of nature can also give good, positive, inspiring lessons. You can enjoy everything when you look at the things without any preconceived thoughts and prejudices. For that, we need to make ourselves calm and quiet. By discussion, we come across the second statement positive thinking. So, being different and thinking different makes a person unforgettable.
Of you. Today, myself Prajan is here to share with you my opinions and perceptions about the poem A Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. A Dust of Snow is a brilliant poem written by Robert Frost on nature. In this poem, the poet is in a bad mood and is having a terrible day. His mood gets changed when a crow sitting on top of a snow-laden hemlock tree pushes particles of snow on the poet's head. The crow and the hemlock tree are signs of negativity, but the poet uses them beautifully to steer towards the sphere of positivity. Good moral from this poem, that is, nature, whichever way it chooses to bless us, because nature is the greatest of all.
Therefore, contemplate upon this poem on your own and make your own conclusion and perception about the poem. Thank you. Meet you all soon in the next session.